Hey, all you midlife women out there. Are you ready to step into spicy confidence? If the answer is yes, then we have some exciting news to share.
We are launching a one-on-one coaching program for midlife women who want to start showing up as the most confident version of themselves and who aren't afraid to go after what they really want.
This coaching program will help you discover your voice, embrace your desires, and develop your inner confidence so that you can truly live the authentic life you want without holding back.
There are only 3 spots available, ladies, so head to the link in the show notes and apply now. Now let's get into the episode. Today, we are tackling one of the most controversial topics in midlife for women.
And no, we are not talking about dating younger men.
Even though that is also controversial, but that one is
Always
really
controversial.
a lot more fun than probably talking about gray hair.
Yeah,
But both are necessary to talk about, right, Michelle?
that's right.
Yeah. So what happens when you go gray? You know, what happens when you go gray or you decide, hell with it. I'm not going to. I'm going to continue dyeing my hair or, boiling it or whatever.
What do you think, ladies? Have you gone gray, or are you thinking about it? Or do you think they'll have to pry the dye right out of your hand, when you move on out of this life?
Well, they definitely won't have to be making as many salon appointments, or for some women, they do it at home, which,
Yeah.
like I did that during the pandemic, which was, the woman who does my hair was very gracious about fixing all of the mistakes that I had made because, obviously we weren't able to get in and out of there as
Right.
much. That was a little while ago, but
I bet there was a lot of color cleanup
yeah,
after the pandemic.
a lot of color cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the whole thing we've started to notice, audience, is that there's a lot more conversation that we're hearing or that we're even having about this very topic because Michelle and I, obviously you can see she's blonde, so she's got it way easier than I do. Yeah, I know, bitch. And then you've got your brunette, me over here, who every little hair that shows up is there. And it's mostly in the spots that you would expect, like around your temples and things like that. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's like, do you remember when your mom stopped coloring her hair? Did she ever color it?
Oh yeah, she colored her hair. She went through the wiglet stage where they, had the thing on top to make your hair look more full. She went through having a wig and then she would color her hair. I don't really remember when she started phasing it out, but it was in her 60s.
Really? Okay. My mom did not phase out color till she was 85. She
Really?
colored her hair till she was 85 years old
Wow.
and then went completely silver white. And she has a really pretty color of
Yeah, she
silver
does.
white hair. But
Mhm.
I'm thinking when my hair goes gray, it's going to be that mousy color, just like my brown is kind of a mousy color. And I don't say that to be negative. It's just the reality is
Well,
I have a
I think
mousy color.
I think it goes through that. I do remember that about my mom.
Yeah.
Because as you do transition, and her generation, I think, did it more naturally,
Yeah.
right? And because I know for me, when I do that, it'll be the same thing. That transition, it's not like all of a sudden we're silver, white, and angelic, beautiful, mature, older, beyond midlife women, right?
Mhm. Yeah. But I mean, there's plenty of women. We know women that are, in their 40s, and or early 50s, and they're just like, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, and it's actually become more popular.
Yeah.
It has become more popular. There's some really beautiful transitions with an ashy, silvery, grayish color
Yeah.
as you move through that time when your hair is changing. So there's a lot more out there that you can do
I guess
with
what
the color.
I struggle with is like when men go gray, it is something that is almost applauded. It's like, oh, he's a silver fox. Oh,
Yeah.
he looks so distinguished, so
Yeah.
put together, and they're the silver fox thing. I've heard that more than one occasion, but when women decide to do that, it's like, oh, she's letting herself
go.
Yeah.
Has she given up?
Is she depressed?
Yeah.
All these things. It's like, kind of a double
Are you
standard.
okay?
Yeah. It's like, I remember when one of my friends, MB, when she went gray, and not even gonna lie, I was like in my my inside voice, which was probably good for me to keep it there, was like, holy shit, why did she do that?
Yeah.
She seems to be much freer about how she approaches things and everything, but it definitely, to me, was too soon,
Mhm.
but for her, it worked. But for me, I would never. So I
I
think
love her color.
I know it's
Yeah.
really pretty on her, and
Yeah.
hers is natural. But when you kind of get to that point, which you're already kind of starting to think about it because the gray's coming in, it's like, are you just going to go for it, or
I have a girlfriend that's doing that right now.
she's got the
She's got darker hair than yours,
Mhm.
and it's dark brown,
Yeah,
and she's just letting it go.
yeah.
She's just letting it come
She's
in.
got like the stripe down the middle of
Well,
her head.
it's like starting to blend in and transition, more. Yes, at first it was like that, of course, because that's how the grow out goes. But when you think about it, there's a lot of celebrities, Kim Kardashian, when they go through all these color changes, they have to grow out.
But
It's opposite.
Kim
but
Kardashian is how old?
she's in her 40s.
I know, but she doesn't have gray hair. It's more like a trend.
But I'm just saying
right?
they intentionally do
Oh,
it.
I
But
know.
that's what I mean. And they have root grow out is somewhat of a trend.
But
It has been in
does
the
she have
recent
root
past.
grow out that's silver? I'm asking because I don't understand.
When she had blonde hair, when
Oh.
she bleached her hair blonde,
Yeah.
and then she started letting her natural color come back in, which was
Oh.
dark. It was the opposite.
Got it.
But that root grow out, that's what I'm talking about is root grow out is somewhat trendy.
Yeah.
So, and I think, we talk a lot about confidence in midlife, and I think it kind of goes along with that as well. Having the confidence to be able to do that, if
Mhm.
that's how you're doing. Like my girlfriend, she's just bringing it on.
Yeah.
Like bring it on. This is where I'm at, and it can be challenging because do you remember when you saw your first like gray hair?
I mean, it was probably not even that long ago. I would say maybe like not even that long ago, a few years ago.
And have you ever heard like when you see it, you're not supposed to pull it out?
Yeah, I've
because
heard
more
that.
will come back.
Well, it's like you
it
just
goes
like
and gets
once you see it,
friends,
you can't
like
see
ants.
it, right? You can't unsee. Yeah, don't pull it out.
Yeah.
You can't unsee it, and then you see all their friends, the other silver gray friends start showing up with
Yeah.
them, and then you're just like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So I went from
It's
when I was getting my hair, getting it foiled or whatever, 12 weeks, then 10 weeks, then 8 weeks, then
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Mhm.
And now I'm kind of like, it's like every 4 weeks, or if I go like 5.5 weeks, it's like I'm having to cover it up all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not a ton. It's just like right in the areas that like if I wear my hair up, you can see,
Yeah.
so I'm very conscious of it. If I'm not going to have gray hair, then I'm going to have brown hair. I'm not going to have, I can't decide today hair.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
so it will go at the same time, I guess.
One way or the other.
Yeah. That's kind of how
I
I'm
feel like
looking at it.
that first gray hair that shows up is kind of that reminder for some wild night I
Yeah.
had back in that you had back in 1998. It's like, here's the receipt for
Yeah.
that. You're getting old, sister.
The night
Just
you
a
never
reminder.
remember
Yeah.
with the people you'll never forget, but you got the
Yeah.
gray hair to come with it. Well,
Did it bother you when you
yeah.
when you saw their first gray hair?
I think it's more to me was like it's like a chapter is starting. That's how I looked at it. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, the chapter is starting. It's kind of like when menopause.
That's kind of
starts.
deep.
I know. I
Wow.
know. I wasn't looking at it very lightly. It's more
Yeah.
just like I'm transitioning into another chapter. Here we go. And it happens at a different time, obviously, for anybody. I mean, I know women who is like 30 years old and she's got gray hair already. It just depends on how your
I
body
know. Yeah.
attacks things or doesn't attack
Well, and
things.
genetically, there's, all those genetic things
Yeah.
too that have to do with it. I think though, when you do start seeing a gray hair or two, it's not so much about the hair, but really about your identity.
Yeah.
I mean, when you tie it to that, you're aging
Yep.
and that gray hair is the identity, with that. So I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it kind of felt like, oh shit, this chapter
Yeah.
is starting, even though I didn't want it to really start yet.
Yeah.
You hear about it from other people. You're like, oh, that's not a problem I have.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you do have that problem.
Yeah, but like you were saying,
Yeah.
you're either going to do it or you're not.
Yeah.
I think there's like team gray
Yeah.
or team color.
Yeah. So
What
I'm
are they?
I'm obviously team color
Yeah,
for myself. You obviously right now are too.
I am team color.
Yeah.
And I'm toying with transitioning. There's a lot of T's there. Team color, toying with transitioning to the gray.
To the gray.
But I think, team gray, it probably feels somewhat liberating.
Yeah, I would think so. Well,
To-
like I
to
was
let
saying
that
with my
go.
friend MB, it's like I feel like she's kind of liberated herself,
Yeah,
by just deciding to do that. And, she's like, I'm not going to deal with the appointments anymore.
that's
I'm not gonna.
what my friend was. She was like, no more appointments.
Yeah.
It's just expensive. It costs a lot of money. I'm tired of doing it. And here I am, and I'm just going to let it go.
But you know what? I was talking with Misty, the girl who does my hair, and she is 40 and or maybe 41. Anyway, she has the purposeful silver, like little purposeful silver stuff in her hair, and it looks gorgeous on her.
Yeah.
But we were having a conversation about this.
Yeah.
And when you think about all of the things that, women spend money on or what you want to what you need or what you want to feel good in your skin, to feel like yourself, really if you can afford to do it, I feel like why the hell not?
Mhm.
Do it if you want to do it,
Yeah.
That's how I and she goes, this is more about you. I mean, it's more about what you want and how you feel about it. And if you don't want your gray hair, then just come in and you don't have any more gray hair. And I'm like, okay. And I get to see her
You
too.
know what? That's what my gal said the same thing. She's like, "We got plenty of hair, plenty of
Yeah.
color here in the studio, we can do whatever you want."
And if you
And
don't want to do
yeah.
it, then or you want to go back to whatever it
Mhm.
was you
Right.
before, then do that
And,
too.
I like what you were saying because then that would be the, team color
Yeah.
the ones that are continuing to color their hair makes you feel vibrant,
Mhm.
might give you maybe you enjoy the ritual of going and getting your hair done.
I mean, it's maintenance, not even gonna lie.
It's kinda therapeutic. It
Yeah, it's
can
kinda like
be.
getting your nails done now. It's like back in the day, it was a treat,
Yeah.
get your nails done, get your toes done,
Yeah.
and now it's like, it's freaking maintenance. And I do it. I do it every, whatever, 3
Right.
weeks or what have you, but, because the alternative is that my hands will look like shit, and I don't want that,
Right.
and so I just do it. But it's kinda the same thing with the hair, I don't know.
Well, and I think too, it's important to note that coloring your hair doesn't mean you're in denial. Like if you're still coloring your hair and you're, going into your 70s or
Mhm.
whatever it is, and you're very much well taken over by the gray, just because you're still getting your hair colored
Right,
does not mean you're denying
right.
where you are at in life. It's kind of like midlife. What is that?
Yeah.
We talk about that too. It's a mindset and it's not about the number.
Well, that's the same thing. We're talking about younger people too that maybe in their late 20s, early 30s, guys as well, who
Mhm.
are graying already,
Yeah. And it
and
doesn't mean you're giving up. So
no.
coloring your hair doesn't mean you're in denial, and letting it go doesn't mean you're giving up. I
So,
mean, there's both sides of that, coin.
do you feel like this is the whole topic of whether to go gray or not gray? And I'm speaking specifically for women. Puts a different type of yet another added pressure on us.
Well,
Now,
of
we never
course.
talked about it really before
Yeah.
because it wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah.
Now it's kind of a thing where we're seeing it with more people and even on like TikTok and some of our followers and stuff. I'm loving that they're like showing their grow out
And
journey.
they're embracing the process, they're embracing
Yeah.
the gray. Women are much more bold with it, which I
Yeah.
think is fantastic,
Mm.
and it's sexy and silver and,
Yeah, but
sophisticated.
let's acknowledge though that going gray, making that decision can trigger things. It can trigger like some confidence issues, because
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
true.
used to
Yeah.
styling it, for example, or empowerment issues, or feeling invisible because now all of a sudden you're gray. We already feel like as women in midlife that there is some question as to whether we are kind of blending in the background, which I think has been the way it's been in the past. I think spicy midlife women or midlife women who are kind of acknowledging this chapter, if you will, they're not necessarily feeling that way. They're feeling more vibrant. They're feeling like, fuck it, I don't want to
Sure.
deal with it. I'm going to have gray hair.
Yeah.
And it's totally fine. And I love that. I love seeing that for people. I love
Sassy.
that for them.
Sassy.
Sassy. Yeah.
Spicy. Sophisticated.
All the S's.
Those are all the things that go,
Yeah.
there's distinguished for the men, but think of
Yeah.
all I just said like 3 things that it is for women.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's
Well, and I
that.
think we lift each other up too. It's like if we see our friends that are making that decision, we got to root them on. Even if it's not our personal preference, like we were talking about a minute ago with MB is my friend. I wouldn't be my personal preference. And it was all I could do not to say something because it wouldn't have made any difference if I said anything or didn't. And what was more important is that she knew I thought when she asked, she knew that I thought she looked great. She does.
Yeah.
She looks pretty and she looks, beautiful in her skin and, it works for her. But now it's also been like 3 years since
Well,
I'm used to
and
it.
that, because our appearance, I mean, how much of it is for us?
Right.
I guess you have to ask yourself that question.
Mhm.
How much of our appearance is for us? How much of it is if you're dating,
Yeah.
society,
Work.
all those different aspects of life. And really, when it comes down to it, I think it should be about what it is for you.
Right.
So,
Well, it's just like, well, let's talk about the work thing for a second, because it's like when you are a midlife woman and you are in the corporate world, let's say, for example, it's like, you're already in a position where, you are concerned about being midlife in the corporate structure with things evolving so quickly. And, just like at Nordstrom, it's like all of a sudden people hit their 50s and they're retiring.
yeah.
It's not because they want to go, quote, spend time with their family. It's because they are moving people along, that are in that age group. So you kind of wonder if, your hair change gives a different perception of you, and therefore maybe people look at things differently at your work. I mean, it's something to kind of think about.
Yeah.
It's like tattoos, If nowadays you find that people have tattoos and it's not really a big deal. But like I was with my 83-year-old client friend, that it was her birthday, and I had gotten this tattoo on my arm when I was in Costa Rica, and she hadn't seen it. And she had told me beforehand, she said, "Don't you dare get a tattoo. I would never hire people that had tattoos. I would done it." I mean, she's 83, so you can kind of get an idea of where that's coming from. But, she was saying, "I would never hire somebody if they had tattoos." Well, there are people making hiring decisions that think that way,
Yeah, there are.
and I think some of it depends on the environment that you're working in. If you're in a, public facing thing with a bunch of, boomers, then you might not wanna have tattoos in front of them. It might create problems, I don't know, but anyway, I'm thinking gray hair could potentially do the same thing. So it's just something to think about, I think, as you're making those decisions. It's not necessarily all about, one thing or the other, but like you said, I feel like it has to be something that you feel good about first, and then you kind of think about how it is impacting the environment that you're in, and if you're okay with that, because the reality is it's going to
I
impact
mean,
your environment
I have
potentially.
met women, midlife women who have gray hair that radiate more confidence
Yeah.
than a younger, in your 20s
Yeah.
kind of a gal. Because I'm going to go back to those words. We are sophisticated. We do have some sass. We are spicy. We're confident. We're bold. And I'm talking about spicy midlife women.
Yeah.
And when you feel all those things, regardless of the tattoo or the color of your
Mhm.
hair or whatever it might be,
It's where you feel comfortable in your skin.
and you present yourself
Yeah.
as such.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think that part of it is huge.
Isn't it interesting? Because I look at those things like, people making bold decisions for themselves, or, like in this case, we're talking about ink, it's like, it's just me.
Hmm.
And it's like, if people don't like it, too bad. That's kind of how
Yeah.
I look at it. So it's kind of the same thing.
I think the confidence doesn't come from the color.
Mhm.
The confidence does not come from the color, but the ownership of, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
So if you're making these choices, are you making them because you want to? That's the question.
Mhm.
Or because you feel like you think you're supposed to?
Supposed to,
Yeah.
because you're at this midlife,
Yeah.
we're kind of on the higher end of the scale when it comes to midlife.
Yeah.
We're through our
But we're super mature, so
yeah,
we really kind of identify more with,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the lower age groups. But anyway, that's kind of a whole other thing. But anyway, this applies to all aspects, not just your hair.
Well, that is true, but really quick with the hair, whether it's colored or not, it all comes back to, like I was saying, the ownership of it. And when you look in the mirror and what you are recognizing as yourself, what you're comfortable with. Like if you decide to transition to gray and you hate it, I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
Even though the gray's coming in, you're trying it out, you don't like it, go back to what it was.
exactly.
That does feel good,
That's the
and
power that
take
we have.
ownership of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And not
and I
have
think it's
someone
fine.
telling you,
Yeah,
or even, you come home to your significant other and you've decided to let your hair go gray, and they don't like it. What do you do
right.
then? You have to kind of think about those things too.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get used to it,
Mm.
but they're the ones that have to look at you too. And it's like,
I mean, there are a lot of facets to it.
yeah.
There are a lot of facets to it.
So really what it boils down to is what you want for yourself. So let me talk to you about a few sentences I want to throw at you and have you give me the answers for, just kind of fun along these lines. Okay. Are you
I'm
ready?
terrible at this, but okay, go
You
ahead.
really are. You always
I am.
say,
I'm terrible
I
at
don't
it.
know. It just depends. I don't know.
Too high level. Julie says you're so high level.
Yeah. It's got to be so high level. Okay.
Yeah.
Going gray means,
Okay.
answer that question.
Oh, it means you're ready for the next chapter.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of like saving your money when you quit smoking,
Yeah.
right? Whatever you spend the money for cigarettes and you quit, you're going to put that towards something else.
That has got to be like a really old example because I literally don't know anybody.
Well, I'm old.
Okay, when I say smoke cigarettes, I know a lot of people that smoke weed.
Oh,
they have to finish.
I see where. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that is true. That is true.
Okay, so just like that.
Well, what would you spend your money on? Like if you decided to go gray, if you decided to do that, go gray. You don't have to go to the salon anymore and spend money on your hair. But I'm going to take that money and spend it on. And like, can I just side note? It's a lot of money to get your hair done now.
It's a lot of freaking money.
So what would you spend that money on?
I would probably spend it on concert tickets.
Of course,
on really good seats because we've deserved that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, maybe a cute pair of shoes or, a little outfit or something.
Yeah.
Every month or every 5 weeks.
Right.
Extra.
Think about it that way. When somebody that gets their hair done every 6 to 8 weeks, taking that, let's be honest, $200 to $300. Sometimes I know people that spend more than that on their hair. I would earrings, shoes, and massages. I would pamper myself some more. I don't get pedicures as often as I used to, so I would maybe put it to that. And there's plenty of things we could,
Oh my gosh, I could spend it on so many different things. We could go to happy hour.
Like every day.
Every day. Okay, maybe not. Depends where we go, I guess. But anyway, somewhere on a rooftop deck with it being 85 degrees outside right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a beauty rule that you would break, that you would say, screw it?
I was looking at that question and I would have to really think about that because I'm pretty rigid with my regimens when it comes to beauty and rules and skincare because I associate it all with that. And hair and I just honestly don't know that there's one that I would give up right now. I don't.
She puts beef tallow on her face, people.
It's good,
but
for
look
you.
at her face. She looks good. So I should not throw shade at Michelle for beef. Think of it being like they're fat being on your face, and it just kind of grosses me out a little bit.
Anyway,
I'm sure
about you. What about you? Any beauty rules that you would break?
Well, it's not really a rule. It was more of a choice, but I loved getting eyelashes. I hated taking the time to get the eyelashes. Extensions. Yeah. And the maintenance on it was just stupid, and it was so expensive. And then I was like, why am I doing this? I love my eyelashes and everything, but if I really need my eyelashes to be long, I invested in some like false ones, magnetic ones or ones with glue. And then I got that tubing mascara and you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
It works fine.
So you kicked the extensions to the curb.
I kicked them to the curb.
Love it.
I really did. So if I have them now, it's out of choice, not because I woke up and have them.
Right.
Yeah. But you didn't even have to wear makeup, really. You didn't feel like you needed to do anything except put moisturizer on, and maybe a little swipe of lip gloss. But anyway.
Yeah. What about, are there any celebrities that, like, if you decided to go gray, any celebrities that are stand out in your mind that you would want to look like, or at least have the same vibe? You know?
Like sassy vibe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought she was like the shit when, she was younger and had the most amazing figure and just sassy,
Yeah.
And she's one that has chosen not to do any additional things from what I understand.
Yeah.
Fillers or whatever, and she's let her hair go gray and she looks beautiful.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she looks really pretty. Yeah. And it works for her. I think it works really well for her. So, it's how you carry it, I think.
For sure.
And we don't really, I'm not really thinking of a lot of people. She's right. She's in her 60s, right?
Yeah. I believe, yeah, she's in her 60s.
Do you know people that are in their 40s or 50s, like celebrities that have gone gray?
No.
I don't.
None that I can think. None.
I think you want to talk about pressure.
Yeah,
that's probably an arena where there is a tremendous amount of pressure to not only stay young, but look young and everything else. So, I kind of applaud her for doing what she did when she did it.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah.
Diane Keaton was another one.
Yeah. Diane Keaton. She's a lot more conservative and reserved in terms of like her dress and how she, would carry herself than certainly me. But I love her style when she was around and her hair was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Jules. If judgment or money or maintenance weren't factors, would you go gray? That's there's a lot there. Judgment, money, maintenance. If none of those mattered, would you go gray?
I don't think I would yet. I like my hair this color.
Yeah.
Me
neither. Honestly.
I'm just not quite at that place in my life where I feel like I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Even though my body's telling me, Maybe you need to do this," but, I'm like, "No, hell no."
I mean, I did do a little bit different, because I am toying with the idea
Uh,
of transitioning, but I haven't, I haven't completely gone there yet. So
yeah, I was
we'll
saying
see what
before, it's
happens.
like a chapter.
Yeah.
I feel like the moment you saw your first gray hair, it was like a chapter, and you
Hmm.
can look at it any way you want, I suppose, but it's like the next chapter. I'm like, "Shit, it's here." And
Well,
and I know it comes really early for a lot of people. Like I know people that are in their late 20s, early 30s, men and women who
hmm,
are already getting silver hair,
yeah.
and it's like genetic. It's
Yep.
just the way it
I
is.
know somebody that happened to too,
Yeah.
like
So,
very early on.
and they know it's going to happen because it
Yeah.
happened with their family, and they're fine with it. But, they're still 29, 30 years old and
Hmm.
looking like, maybe they're in their 40s and it bothers them.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of it is your comfort level. It's just your comfort level on how you perceive yourself, probably how you want the world to see you. So I feel like you do what works best for
Yeah.
you.
Do it. Do what works
And
best for you. It's comfort level, confidence levels. And this is stuff not specifically going gray, but these are some of the things that we talk about in our one-on-one coaching
yeah,
program. We have a one-on-one coaching program, Step into Spicy Confidence, and it is something that we do one-on-one with our clients. We take that time, we tailor the program specifically to what they're looking for. So if that is something that interests you, we have a Stand Store link that is in our bios on all the socials. You can go check it out for
you can
more
DM the word
information.
spicy and we can send you some info too.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's wonderful because Michelle and I, you get both of us. And it's just really good quality time focusing on the
Do you
things
know
that
how
you
many
want
men
to
out
be
there
in.
would love to have both of us?
Oh my God.
I'm just, I just had to
They
throw
love
that out
you.
there.
I'm
Just
telling you,
kidding.
some of these men love Miss Michelle.
Just kidding. But yes, so it is a program. We're both involved.
Hmm.
We tailor it to you. So go check it out. We're on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we are on YouTube. So if
Hmm.
you find us there, please subscribe, right?
Yep. And until next week,
Everybody stay spicy.
that's right. Have a good one, people.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.